Hello and welcome to Module 7. The aim of this module is to inspire you and give you an overview of how artificial intelligence is beginning to change the way we work in Rhino and Grasshopper. There's no hands-on tutorial for this module, so please just watch this video carefully and then take quiz 7 on Canvas. AI has arrived in Rhino and Grasshopper and is transforming the way we design. Thanks to the community and a growing ecosystem of third-party developers, we now have a whole new generation of plugins that bring AI directly into our modeling workflows. From intelligent assistants that help you build geometry through natural language processing, to tools that generate Grasshopper scripts on the fly with parametric control, to image and video generation models running right inside Rhino Viewport. Of course, it was really critical for you to first be introduced to principles of data trees and geometry construction in Grasshopper in order for you to arrive to this point where you could take advantage of existing AI workflows. So let me walk you through the most exciting ones available today, which I'm hoping that you'll start to integrate in your future studio and other courses. So one of the most established plugins is Veras, which is designed by Evolve Labs, and it's been acquired by Chaos Group. This is available for Rhino and other mainstream architecture software. You can download the installer from their website and try it for free. Once installed, just type Veras in the command line to start the plugin and log into your account. So you're presented with their interface, which captures your current scene with presets on the right. The main advantage of having your AI renderer in the viewport is that you can change your perspective or make edits to the model. You can also refresh and regenerate. So there are presets that generate a full prompt for a certain theme, converting your styles and components and cameras and other constraints. You can edit the prompt further to describe your scene. You can pick your aspect ratio and your resolution and then run it again. This only takes about 20 seconds and the results are really impressive. So they have photorealistic quality, they have good lighting and strong integration of context. From here, you can go to the Edit tab, which gives you the ability to select areas directly on the render for do more on, let's say, focus painting. For example, selecting an area in front and prompting a beautiful, let's say, a flower garden will generate options for that specific region, which is very quick and intuitive. You can take this a step further and create a video from the same interface, describe the movement and the style in this case, select the source image, and then go ahead and render. This takes a bit longer, let's say about a minute or so, and you can also, for more cinematic transitions, create or use their video tools, which are also good choice, good options in the software, and you can also get some interesting diagrammatic styles that are directly integrated with. Another exciting newcomer in this space is Rhino Banana, which is a wrapper for the Midjourney model, which you've probably used it at some point. You can install it from the package manager. It gives you a pop-up that captures your current scene with presets you can choose from and then fine-tune. This is a very new plugin and still needs some more development. The UI is limited and the results tend to be more stylized than photorealistic, but given more time, I think it has a lot of potential. And if all else fails, you can always go to the traditional route of screenshotting your viewport and then pasting it into your preferred AI generator, such as Midjourney or DALL-E. And then the whole purpose of having an AI generator inside Rhino is that you basically keep everything in place and you'll be able to edit and render together without jumping between software. So keep an eye on this. I think it has a lot of potential for future development. So if you want to use free local models or have control over which models you run, like Flux or Stable Diffusion, in this case, the Rossiness Toolkit is a great option. You can download it from Food for Rhino. and it connects you to your local AI models through Grasshopper. This is more advanced and experimental, but worth exploring through the documentation. And I think there's some also available video tutorials you can tap into. Now, let's talk about using AI to model for you. So this is done through something called MCP, or Model Context Protocol. This is a protocol for AI to application communication. And Rhino MCP connects Rhino to AI agents that will allow you to directly interact with and control Rhino. To install, you can go to Food for Rhino and search for Rhino AI MCP. You can also install it from the package manager. You will also need 2 additional pieces of software. First is Node.js, which you can get from the official website. It is required for the MCP communication. And then there's Claude Desktop, the large language model used for understanding and communication, which you're probably already using it for different tasks. So you can use it through the free plans, and you don't need to rely on the paid options for these. So once everything is installed, you can then edit the configuration to link the software together. You can open Claude Desktop, go to File Settings, and find the Developer section and click Edit Config. It will then point you to a JSON config file. Open it in a text editor. Paste in the content from the plugin instruction, save and close Claude Desktop completely, including from the taskbar. Then open Rhino, type Rhino AI MCP in the command line, and reopen Claude Desktop. So now you will have your AI assistant. So let us, for instance, give it a task. Here we're introducing Claude to, let's say, create an array of structural tree columns that support a flat roof, right? So as it runs, you can see the commands and step by step, you can take a look at how it's deploying it. So it will often take time fixing its own syntax error, but the geometry appears in the viewport as it's developing. So there's a complex structure here with a good level of subdivision. For step-by-step instruction, you could also start to modify it further and maybe take time giving it more maybe incremental instructions. You can also modify features such as color and annotation, or ask it to, let's say, separate your geometry or organize it. So one thing to watch out for is unit mismatches. The AI might calculate in meters while your file is in millimeters. You can always instruct it to adjust. So for complex architecture modeling that meets regulation, it is nowhere near that level. But for, let's say, simple form exploration, model cleanup, it is a nice tool to have. So let's say in your studio schematic design phase, this could be something to use. So I would say one of the best add-ons out there is called Raven AI, and this one kind of takes your workflow to the next level, and it will allow you to generate Grasshopper definitions. So through text instructions, you can generate parametric definitions. You can find it at raven.build and create a free account and get some trial credits in Rhino and install it from Package Manager. I have to say that currently there's really great support for the software. They have a number of tutorials that you can tap into. So once you load it, you will see a Raven button in the corner of Grasshopper canvas. So you can click it to bring up, and then you have the chat box. You will also notice a list of components and plugins. You can check if you want the AI to use specific tools. Let's say, for example, checking Lunchbox if you want to make facade, right? So you should already have Lunchbox installed from our previous tutorial. So let us start with, let's say, a classic twisted tower, similar to what we did in our module 4. So you can prompt the size, rotation, heights, and ranges. The AI takes, let's say, a few minutes to adjust the parameters, and you could see the nodes popping up on canvas and geometry appearing in viewport. So toward the end, it groups colors and labels the components, so similar to what we've been doing. So in this case, it generates a circular floor plate. So rotation in this case is one of the parameters, but you can, let's say, simply ask for it to change it to maybe a rectangular plate or an oval, like what we did for absolute towers. So here it could change the rectangles, but let's say it is not rotating from the center. So it understands simple commands and geometry, but it does not understand things from a design viewport. So we can ask it to, let's say, fix the rotation to rotate from the center. Now we have the classic, let's say, twisted tower. So if you ask it to add a component such as Grasshopper to control the rotation, it knows exactly where to place it. So there's a intelligence already built into it, which I think is quite exciting, and it will definitely help you in learning and understanding where to place things. So testing it on more complex examples, like in this case an amphitheater design, you can start to see that it is starting to get the initial sizes and shapes, but is sometimes struggling with certain things such as extrusion or further development. So let's say as an experimental Grasshopper user where you are, it could be a really nice way for you to get started. But then as you're advancing or as you're evolving your design, you want to be mindful of how much of control you want to have over the geometry. So for, let's say, more complex and cleaner definition, a better workflow may be to ask an AI like Claude to write a Python script with the inputs and outputs you need. So in this case, you can go on their mats and then develop your own custom Python scripts, and you can paste it and then manually modify it, or you can ask ChatGPT or Claude to give you step-by-step instructions to use the native components in Grasshopper and then construct your definitions. So this is a selection of AI tools currently available for Rhino and Grasshopper. There's certainly more. So for instance, if you recall when we installed Launchbox, it has some machine learning tools. So using traditional statistic approaches for refining geometry using native scripting, etc., has been around in Rhino Grasshopper for already over 2 decades. However, as these tools are becoming more accessible and are becoming integrated with not only process of learning but geometry development, I hope it encourages you to keep engaged and keep a kind of the experimentation going with these tools. I do believe that there is tremendous potential already in Rhino and Grasshopper as is, and these AI workflows only enhance this. So thank you for a great semester. So please go ahead and take quiz 7 on Canvas that's associated with this video. So along with that, I ask you questions about these plugins that I went over, but also some general questions about the potential of AI integration in Grasshopper. There's also an extra credit option, which allows you to create a simple animation using sliders. So if you like to engage with that, just take a look at that video. It is a brief video and it will allow you to gain 5 extra credit points. Thank you again for the great semester and wish you luck with all of your finals, and looking forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.